Hi everyone, good morning. I am working as an RPA business analyst and in a leading MNC, and I have overall 7 plus years of IT experience, and in which 3 plus years into RPA business analyst. Prior to RPA business analyst, I was worked as ServiceNow developer and .NET developer, RPA developer also, and 3 years back I switched to RPA business analyst role. So like what I do as a RPA business analyst, like I'll be involving in each and every step of for business process, like in RPA life cycle, entire RPA life cycle I will be involved, and I'll take the requirements and to gathering the requirements to deploying and maintenance. That is where I do as a RPA business analyst. And I have knowledge on leading industry RPA tools like UiPath, Blue Prism, Automation Anywhere, Workfusion, and all. Also, I have multiple certification from each and every RPA tool. I have done business analyst certification from Workfusion, UiPath, Automation Anywhere. Also, developer certifications from Blue Prism, Automation Anywhere, and all. Okay, I am certified into multiple tools and all. So now let us talk about RPA. Like before going into RPA business analyst course, like we will try to understand what is RPA, why we are using RPA, why RPA is being used, and what are the industries that RPA adapted, that we will see. Okay, now let us understand what is RPA. So RPA stands for robotic process automation. Okay, what does process means? Now we will understand each and every term. Okay, while learning everything, we should understand the concept first. We should understand the terminology. Then only we can proceed further. Okay. Now let us understand what is process. Okay, process is nothing but set of activities which are performed to accomplish a task is called process. Now let us understand, like by an example. Okay, so uh, now I am working as a SME in an banking process. I do receive various PDFs, like let us say 100 PDFs per day. Now I have to take those PDFs, and I have to extract some information. I have to put into some tool. I have to process it. This is process. Like I'm performing some activities, opening the PDF, taking some invoice number or whatever is required to process it, and interacting with third party tool, and entering some data and submitting it. I'm performing some steps to accomplish a task. This is my task. So this is called process. Okay, and what is robotics? Robotics is nothing but it is software bot. We are going to train a bot about this process. Now we will combine RPA, robotics process automation. We are trying to automate a process by giving training to robot. Is called robotic process automation. Let us see why it is used, where it is used. I am going to a company and I am working as some SME in some process. What is my work is, I have to open a PDF, I have to take the data, I have to enter it in some third party tool, I have to save it. Like it will take 5 minutes for one PDF, let us say. Now entire day for 8 hours, the same repetitive tasks I have to perform it. Okay, it is very boring because the same kind of stuff I am doing it for 8 hours per day. Like it, like I'll get bored, right? So in order to overcome this RPA came into picture. Whatever is repetitive, whatever is boring, whatever is manual, there is no logical thinking at all. That is where we can use RPA. Okay, and the industries where we can use it. Okay, in BPO sector we can use, in IT sector we can use, in HR area we can use, in account onboarding we can use. There are so many industries we can use this RPA. Now let us understand what are the benefits of this RPA? Okay, now I was talking about this RPA, right? Now, what is the advantages of it? Now, I am performing an action which is taking 5 minutes to process it, right? I told Ariel, one PDF opening and taking information and putting into third party tool and saving it. It is taking 5 minutes. Now, if I train my bot, it will take only 5 to 10 seconds. So with that, if I automate this process, I am going to save 4 minutes 50 seconds. So time is saving, right? So whenever the time is saving and my benefit to the company is increasing, on what basis? Through FTEs. Let us say there are 100 PDFs which are coming on a daily basis, that are those are being performed by 5 FTEs, let us say. Now after automating it, like robot will do these 5 people work, I can save 5 FTEs work after automating it. This is the major one point. And second point is, robots will work 24 by 7 a day, not like human beings. Okay, human can work only 8 hours per day according to the schedule and they will go, but bot will work 24 by 7 a day. And humans can make mistakes, but software robot will not make any mistake. Okay, it will do whatever we wanted to do. We can schedule it. If we want to stop, we can stop it. Whatever we wanted to do, we can do using the robot, and it will not make any mistake like humans. These are the major and one more thing is speed. Like for human it will take 5 minutes, but robot it will take only 5 to 10 seconds. The fast processing is improved. Okay, now this is overview of RPA. What is RPA, like where we are using it, what are the benefits of RPA? Okay, now let us see what are the leading tools that are there in RPA market. There are various tools available in the RPA. Like the major leading tools are UiPath, Blue Prism, Automation Anywhere, Workfusion, and OpenSpan. Okay, in which like UiPath, Automation Anywhere, Blue Prism are leading tools, market leading tools. And we will get into the for technical details of each tool, comparisons, advantages in a later session. First we will understand what is the overview of, like what is the exact difference between normal BA and RPA BA. As we are into RPA BA training, so first we should understand what is business analyst and what is RPA business analyst, what a BA does and what is a RPA BA does. Okay, what normal BA will does. Okay, normal BA, what he will do, he will go to the business stakeholders, and they will have their own idea of developing a project. He will take the requirements from them, and he will try to gather the information, and he will prepare a BRD, business requirement documents, and he will gather all the technology details and all. He will try to implement it. But RPA BA is a different process. You should follow some RPA life cycle, not like going into stakeholders and getting the requirement. What RPA does, like you should have complete knowledge of RPA life cycle. So what are the main roles and responsibilities of RPA? Okay, now the first role and responsibility of RPA is go to the business stakeholders, business, and you should explain them what is RPA is about, what are we going to achieve out of RPA, and how to get requirements from them. Now I am going to the customer and I should get some business for RPA automation. Okay, now what I'll go to the I'll take some POCs from automation. I'll do some kind of POC, and I'll go to the COE leads or business stakeholders, and I'll tell them what is RPA is about. Earlier I explained, like the same thing I'll explain to them, and I'll explain, like they would be more interested on what are the benefits that this RPA going to give them. First they will see for FTE savings, and they will see for quality, they will see for faster, they will see for scalability, they will see for agility. These points you have to explain them, and you should get a process from them. For that, you should follow a process life cycle, RPA life cycle. Okay, what are the what is RPA life cycle, what are the various stages in it? Okay, the first step in RPA life cycle is discovery phase. Okay, once discovery is done, then we have to go to the documentation, feasibility analysis and documentation. Once documentation is done, then we will go to the implementation. After implementation, testing. After testing, deploying. After deploying, there is something called support and maintenance and continuous service improvement. Okay, now we will see each and every what we do in each phase. Now, so the first step of RPA lifecycle is discovery phase. In discovery phase, we will have to interact with the business stakeholders, and we have to get the opportunities. We call here as opportunities or use cases. Okay, we have to get some opportunities or use cases from the business, and for once you get the opportunity, you have to get aligned with SMEs, process owners, business owners who is working on that process. Okay, as I explained earlier, for opening PDF and doing some modifications and interacting with third party tool, and for saving the data or submitting it. Okay, let us consider this process. Now I have to you know take requirements from business. For that, you need to do process analysis. For process analysis, you have to interact with the SME. Okay, what you should go to the SME, you have to set up a 30 minutes call with the SME, and you should get what exactly is doing, because RPA is all about doing what training, but what human is doing, what SME is doing. Let us say now he is going to some share folder. Now we need a path of that share folder, right? You have to get that require uh, details from SME, and what is the path, and what kind of format they are using, whether PDF, document, or any other format, image or something. Okay, and after that, what are the he is trying to open PDF, right? Either he is double clicking on it, or he is performing some other activity. That kind of details you have to gather, and after opening PDF, you have to ask them right set of questions, like, because it is something we are giving training to, but if format is changing, but will not take up your activity. Okay, whatever we ask train the bot, that it will do. If let us say invoice number is there in the PDF at left hand side, and there is some other version of PDF is coming, in that PDF right hand side, the invoice number is coming. So when I my bot hit PDF, when my bot trying to hit you know uh, open the PDF and try to extract the information, it will not extract the information, because I told bot the information will be there at left hand side, but according to new format, it is there at the right side. So these kind of questions you have to ask while taking the requirement. And what are the informations we need, that details we have to take, and we have to ask them what is the input data type, and we have to ask them what is the output data type, and we should ask them number of transactions per day, and we should ask them what is the average handling time to process that document. We have to take it. Okay, and we have to take number of applications, whether we are interacting with mainframe application, citrix application, or any other application, windows based application or something. Okay, and how many screens that we are using in that process, we have to take. Okay, and what is the frequency of that process, it is run on a daily basis or one hourly basis or monthly basis, or how, and schedules, and we should ask them what are the SLAs. There are so many questions that we need to ask before while we are interacting in the SME, before doing going with the documentation or development. Okay, once these details are gathered, then we have to do feasibility analysis. What we will do in feasibility analysis? Feasibility analysis is a process to check whether the process, we have taken, we have got KT from the SME is automatable or not. That is what we will do in the, you know feasibility analysis step. Once feasibility analysis done, then we have to prepare some kind of workflows and documentation. Okay, we will prepare some kind of documentations called as is flow, to be flow. Like, what is as is flow, what is to be flow? As is flow is something how the process is now. Okay, now to be flow is something like how it looks like after automating using RPA. Okay, this is how the current state, like as is current state and to be is future state diagrams. Okay, by including them, we have to create some PDD. PDD is something nothing but process definition document. Okay, that we have to do. We have to prepare as as a BA. Okay, what will go into PDD? Okay, in the process definition document, we will put what is the process name, what is the process used for, and who are the key stakeholders of that process, and what is the process overflow, and as is flow, to be flow diagrams, and exceptions like any other, and what is the in scope for RPA, and what is the out scope for RPA. This we have to put entirely into one document. That document is called process definition document, RPDD. Okay, so after that we have to send it for sign off with the business stakeholders. Once the sign off is done, then we have to proceed further with the development and testing and other phases. Okay, this is entire life cycle of RPA, and these are the main roles of RPA BA. Apart from RPA BA, like in development testing, like RPA BA not only involved in the requirement gathering or something. Like in RPA, as a business analyst, you have to involve in each and every category, like from requirement gathering to deployment and support and maintenance. In each and every phase, you will have activities as RPA. This is the course contents, this is the course outline of RPA BA. First, like, what is the introduction? Like, what is the overview of RPA, what are the uses of RPA, and industries where RPA can be used. Okay, this is a course which we have prepared for RPA BA. And as a real time experience guy, like, these are the in day out activities, what BA RPA BA does. Okay, and what are the roles and responsibilities of RPA? Okay, then RPA life cycle, there are 5 to 6 stages in RPA, then that we are going to cover as part of uh, this course. Okay, and we will we will go to see what is business process and business case creation. Okay, and we will see about process discovery. How do we discover the process and point to be considered for the process discovery. We will go in detail of this discovery phase, because discovery is the main phase for RPA, and RPA BA. Okay, and once discovery is done, we have to do feasibility analysis, and like we are going to see how to perform a feasibility analysis and various factors that we need to consider for feasibility analysis. Like, as I told, FTE, transaction value, number of applications. These are not only one, there are quite a high number of parameters that we need to consider for feasibility analysis. And after feasibility, you have to calculate the complexity of the process. Okay, how complex the process is, like whether how many days it is going to take to automate the process. Like for simple process, it is going to take 1 to 2 weeks, for medium 2 to 4, and complex 4 to 8 weeks. That is how we define, and we will see that in our course. And we will see the documentation and sign up, like what are the major documentations that we will prepare as part of RPA BA, and how to create as is flow to be flow diagrams, and like what is PDD diagram, what is SDD, like how to take sign off from them. Everything we are going to see in detail in this course. And once that is done, development and testing fund. And what are the roles and responsibilities of BA in the development phase, and what are the documents that we need to prepare in development and testing phase, that we will go in, we will see in deep in this course structure. And the deployment, once development and testing is done, the next phase is deployment, right? That we are going to see in detail. And once development deployment is done, then that process is hand over to the support and maintenance team. And they will have their SLAs, and they will use some ticketing tools, ServiceNow, Remedy, and there are other tools. Like we will see overview of the ServiceNow tool, like how the ticket will get created and how they will work on the issues and all. Okay. And after that, the change request handling, this is the main concept. Once the bot is deployed, like let us say we have got the requirement, we have done it, but later business is asking us to do some enhancements to this. So there is something called change request process, that it is an important concept that we are going to see in our curriculum. After that, performance monitoring and continuous service improvement. Once it is deployed, then we have to continuously monitor the but performance, and continuous service plan also, like we are going to see in this uh, curriculum. And since I am from real time background, so I have done 50 plus projects as a RPA BA. So we will we will go see plenty of real time examples while doing this course. And additional topics, like as a BA you doesn't require much technical knowledge, but since I worked as a developer, and I have good amount of knowledge of development as well. Like as a RPA BA, like if you have a techno functional knowledge, that is fine, but if you have an technical knowledge, that is added advantage for you guys to crack interviews and everything. So I am going to cover technical part as well, like for various tools, UiPath, Blue Prism, Automation Anywhere, and Earth. And we will see what are the difference between and comparison between these tools in the curriculum. And we are going to see the resume preparation and interview preparation and mock interviews as part of this add-on topics. What we are going to do, apart from the BA curriculum, we are going to see the technical explanation of major RPA tools, as I explained earlier. And CR handling process, nobody will tell, uh, but as a real-time experience guy from Mind Magics, we are implementing this concept. And since I work with various clients, banking clients, insurance clients, healthcare clients, I'll give good amount of knowledge on various domain knowledge also. As a RPA BA, when you go for interviews, right? So people will ask for banking, like specific banking experience and all. So that kind of domain knowledge also I'm going to give. And there are some other concepts called OCR, AI and ML, that also I have not mentioned here, but I am going to cover those concepts also. That is very very added advantage for you guys. And I'll give you interview cracking techniques also. And additional course resources, like there are courses available from apart from for my experience, like there are courses available in academies of each and every RPA tool. Like we have something called UiPath Academy, we have academy called the Automation Academy, and we have Work Fusion Academy. For Blue Prism also we have the academy. But yeah, whenever you get doubts or something, there are some communities that I'll give you, like how to register for it, how to download tools, and how to get access to them, and everything we are going to cover in our academy course. And like projects, like what are the projects, since I have done 50 plus projects, right? So here I have mentioned only one or two projects, but we are going to see plenty of projects as part of curriculum. We will see Windows based automation, we will see web based automation, we will see SAP based automation, we will see Citrix based automation, we will see um, thick client automation. Like we are going to see, cross functional automation. Like there are so many kinds of automation that we automate, and API calling, like everything we are going to do. And we are going to see like how to analyze OCR functionality, where do we apply OCR technique, and where do we apply A and the ML capabilities. Everything we are going to cover. And we are like here I have mentioned only two projects: automation of pricing calculator, which is related to the web based and Windows based automation. And invoice processing is something called, we have to interact with third party ERP tool. So how to get, for requirements for like various kinds of thing, how to do feasibility analysis, complexity analysis, how to calculate ROI, return of investment, and what like how do we calculate bot sizing. Everything like we are going to see clearly in this, curriculum. So, and for lab setup, right? So what are the prerequisites? So you should have high speed internet and desktop or laptop. This is, this is the like basic requirement. And system requirements, you doesn't need any specific requirements, because we will, mostly use various documents, Microsoft Office, documents only, like Word, PPT, Excel. These kind of documents we will use. But for designing, flow diagrams and all, we are going to MS Visio, Microsoft Visio. This is what we needed, for our architecture design and all. Okay. So, and for you need um, Jira knowledge, Scrum knowledge, that we will discuss in our curriculum. But yeah, the most important things are MS Visio and Microsoft Office. These are the two things that needed for our training session. And we are going to prepare so many number of templates. What RPA beta, like in discovery phase, what templates needed, how do you create a template, how do you create a business process template, how do you create a business case template, how do you maintain a traceability matrix, like how to design a as is flow to be flow diagrams, PDD, SDC, handover document, SOP, bot runner documents. There are so many things like go live preparation. How do we do go live preparation? Like in this curriculum, like we are going to learn plenty of topics. And so we have, we are going to learn, so many, leading tools as part of this curriculum. And mock interviews, yeah, during interview, and after the course completion, right, we will also have the resume preparation. And couple of mock interviews, like what are the questions that in, that will be asked in RPA BA interview, and what are the important topics, like how, they will not ask about the simple questions as part of BA. They will, give you some real time scenario, and they will ask like how do you face this, like what are the, when you get some challenge, when you stuck, in between, how you are going to achieve this, how you are going to convince the customer, how you are going to, convince the internal management and everybody. That kind of scenario based questions, interviews will mostly ask. So that, we will cover plenty of mock interviews as part of this curriculum. And the certifications that I did are, I have done business analyst certification from UiPath Academy. Also, I have done RPA business analyst certification from Automation Anywhere as well. Also I have done automation consultant, which is related to business analyst that I done from work fusion. Also since I worked as a developer initially, so I have done couple of developer certification. Also one is from blue prism developer, AD01 accredited, and have done other certification from automation engineer, advanced certificate certified developer. Apart from this, there are other courses that there are other certification that we can do, freely from respective academies like UiPath, Automation Anywhere, and Blue Prism. I'll guide through that, and I'll give you certificate like tips, like what are the questions that can that come after for these certifications, things that we will discuss as part of this curriculum. Yeah, we also provide like post completion of this course, right? Once everything is done, team, we will give a certificate of achievement. The template looks like this. Like you will have the certificate ID and date of completion and everything you will have. This is a certificate format that we are going to give from our team. Thanks for attending demo. And if you have any doubts or queries, you can email us, and you can reach out to us on this below listed number for India and USA users. Yep. Thank you guys. Thanks for attending session, and have a good day.